What I've learned in the last 54 years I've been living was that when you are younger, starting in your 20s, and you're starting to get jobs, you should always look for jobs that are have benefits, that they give you benefits, and they have a union if you can. So this way you are steady and stable in those jobs. Because the mistake that I made, I always had part-time jobs, one part-time job, then I had a second part-time job, and I had those little jobs working at the Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, movie theater. Even though the hours were flexible and you get free meals, which was bad actually. But at the same time, I thought I can work in the afternoon where everybody's, avoid everybody's already at work, and I'm avoiding rush hour. And the pay rate was low, but I didn't make the effort to get a job, and that's that's a high paying job. And some of my friends used to tell me get a real job, so I didn't know what was the meaning of getting a real job. I used to tell them I have a job and I'm paying my rent and some of my expenses, and I'm okay. And I used to just look, what I needed, and that's all I need. I wasn't thinking I wanna, I don't wanna become rich, and it's like impossible because I didn't go to college, so I went to technical schools. I learned the basic computer and basic things. But at the same time, I did apply once at the post office, and then this landlady, she didn't give me my mail. So, and I passed the test, and I found out later that I had a call from them, and I could have got that job, had a more steady income. And now that I'm in my 50s and I have limitations, I can't work, I'm on disability. My disability actually is very low comparing to the inflation and expenses. Everything goes going higher in prices. So if I go back now 20 years, I would start over. I would go and work full-time job in a really a decent job that I would stay there at least 15, 20 years, because I didn't predict that things gonna go really expensive in my time when I'm 54 years old. I didn't expect it was gonna be really this expensive, because I always thought about my parents, how they lived. They survived with low income during the war, at the war zones, and we always had enough money to get food, and to have food on the table and the basic needs. And that's all I thought about. That's all I needed, the basic needs. And I don't need to live in a luxurious house or anything like that. So that was my mindset. And if I go back now 20 years, I would think differently, because I didn't predict that in my time when I'm older, things gonna get really expensive. The money currency is gonna have inflation. It's not gonna buy you much things. I always thought things were gonna be well, and the economy was booming at one time, and they had lots of jobs when I was in New York. And yeah, I used to get lots of jobs. I even worked as a security guard, standing jobs, and my health was fine. And I thought I'm always gonna be healthy, because I didn't have health issues, as growing up, except a few things everybody gets. So going back in time, or anybody trying to start their life, or if you're in your 30s, even you can, if you have your health, you're able to do it now. You should get something steady. Even if they tell you do things online, you should always, you never know, things change in 10, 20 years for the worse, which is in my case. And if the things were the same 20 years ago with the currency it was, I probably would have survived, on my disability check. But things skyrocketed and everything got so expensive. Yeah, so that's the thing. So if you go back, if you have people, friends or neighbors, anybody, and if I can go back in time, which I can't, time goes forward, it don't go backwards. But if you need my advice, I would tell you get something steady and something, that like a career. And even if it's not a career, like the jobs that people apply for, working places that are long term and steady. It's better than having part-time jobs, which what that's what I did. I had little jobs here and there, and that's how I used to pay my rent, and I thought that was good enough for me. And as long as it covers everything, my basic needs, I'm good with that. So yeah, that was my mistake, and I want to share that with you. And leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you did in your younger years. And this is what I have for you today. Please put a like and subscribe to my channel, and I see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.